telling you the story today is because I want to share with you guys what we go through when Micah is sick. And it's a very difficult situation. She goes off to the hospital. I'm left at home dealing with all the other stuff. And we do our best as parents to make sure the kids are happy. And that's all we want. So for the new subscribers, I want to explain something about Micah's conditions. He has something called FPIES, Food Protein Induced Enterocolitis Syndrome. And because of that, he has a lot of feeding issues. So we have to slowly introduce foods because he can't process protein like anybody else, like me or anybody. And it's a long story. I will leave a news article that he was on, and we made worldwide news. And it's very interesting. You have to look into it. It explains everything. Also, he has 15Q and 22Q. His body, it's a whole different story with those two. It causes a lot of learning issues, and it's you really have to look into it to really understand it. I will leave a link down below for you guys to understand. Just to add one thing, guys, I have 22Q and my wife has 15Q and Eli has 15Q. Sam is the only one that does not have anything other than his food allergies, but that's a different story. We'll get to that another video if you're new to the channel. So yeah, let's get on with story time. And he also has something called MCAS. And having all this, your body reacts to everything. It could be the air outside, it could be the fabrics of your clothes, it could be something you touched, like it could be anything. Like even the smell could trigger something. Like the trees and the grass, anything. Let's roll the clip. You spit it out, Micah.
Don't push on it, please. What are you doing? Well, you're not swallowing, Micah. This is not...
Today, Micah's not feeling that great. He had the past few days he hasn't really been swallowing his food, and yeah, nothing at all, and he can't live a week without food, and all he's getting is milk at the moment, the pure amino one. So today we got a pouch for him at the mall. It was just pure apples, that's it, so nothing added.
Took a few sips, and then I just saw his cheeks getting bigger and bigger, and he wouldn't swallow. Like, he just kept it in his mouth and he was about to choke, so I had to like fish out all the...
If you're wondering that noise?
Yeah, but be careful. He's like going... What are they doing?
I don't know.
Yeah, so I had to fish it out of his
Wait,
mouth.
wait, it's too much noise.
Fun. Good shot.
An airplane.
Oh, that... Oh! They're hitting the sides.
Okay, now.
So yeah, I had to fish out the food out of his mouth with my finger, and there was quite a lot, and he's been doing that today, yesterday, but he's so hungry, he keeps asking for more food, and every time he just doesn't swallow it. So there's something wrong. He's been very cranky, not really sleeping well at all, and he's got this weird rash on his legs, so I don't know if that's related or what, but
So yeah, no.
I need to go get it checked out,
yeah,
because with Micah, the problem is, if it is an actual infection, like bacterial, he can't do any antibiotics other than
IV.
through IV, so
Yeah,
I can't just go to the clinic and ask for something. And they need to check his neutropenia, like neutrophils levels, because if it's bacterial infection, it probably affected it.
So we hurried up and did our stuff at the mall, and going home, and she's gonna go to the hospital because we checked the waiting time. It's like an hour wait, and he's a priority because of his condition, and he goes right through. Mommy went to the hospital with Micah.
Today?
Yeah, because since he hasn't been eating that much, so she went to check. So while my wife was gone, I took the opportunity to do some cleaning around the house, and I was at it for like an hour and a half.
Well, that was a pointless trip. We ended up going through the ER pretty fast. Took about an hour and a half or so. What are you doing?
It's
Okay. And saw this ER doctor, and I listed all his symptoms, saying like he just doesn't swallow his food. He doesn't swallow at all, and he's hungry. He's asking, so it's not like he's like sick and just not hungry or whatever. He's like, I want food like 5 minutes, every 5 minutes. He just keeps it in his mouth and he can't swallow. So I said, something's going on, you know? And he's like, oh, I don't know. He looks kind of a happy boy right now. He's got energy. He looks okay. He just looked in his mouth with the light, and he said, no, I don't see anything. You're good to go. Just wait for your appointment next week with the allergist and immunology and discuss it then. So I'm gonna wait a whole week without him eating? No. So I even said, oh, usually when we have something going on, they like to do blood tests to see if his neutrophils are affected, or calcium, or whatever it is. And he didn't even. Anyway.
See, now you guys.
Sometimes we end up with, you know, not bad doctors, they just don't, like, the ones that just don't care, you know. I was even explaining all his medical conditions, like FPIs and dehydration. He looks at me like, what's that? Like, he didn't even know anything. He didn't understand how severe it was until he went to ask his coworker or whoever it was to explain, and he went to look in the chart and all the file, everything that was written by the report from the nutritionist, and she's like, oh, so this is really a complex case? I'm like, yeah, that's why I'm here, you know. He didn't care.
See, this is what we're talking about, that we've been fighting and fighting and fighting. And before his admission and with the genetics testing, we've had this issue over and over again, where they would just send us home, and and then we would have to put up like with him in pain. Like, what is going on with these doctors?
Yeah, and he said, oh, I don't think it's strep because he doesn't have fever. I'm like, but maybe it's the beginning and you need to check, you know?
Exactly.
Now he's going to maybe get fever and I'll have to go back tomorrow. You know? Like, this is, look at him.
It's more like doctors, when it's very slow at the hospital, they tend to like
shoo you off.
That, like, oh, I don't want to work, just go. Yeah, so one time she went right after Micah's pediatrician appointment, and
as an emergency, she said, you're going now, straight away. You don't even go home. You go to the ER and you get him tested for like heart conditions, because it was in the beginning, we didn't really know what was going on, and he was having like pale skin episodes, and he would turn kind of blue, and she's like, I don't like this at all, and you're gonna go and get him tested. And they just made us wait and wait and wait, and then they said, oh no, we won't really need to get him tested. He looks fine. He's got energy. He's drinking fine. He's peeing. So.
But the real reason is because the doctor was not there and on call, and they did not want to bother the doctor.
Because it was overnight, and I'm like, what? I'm here as an emergency. My pediatrician sent me here.
And then the pediatrician was upset because she did not get the testing done. So that's it for today's video, guys, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. And remember, if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. And if you made it all the way here to the end of the video, please hit that like button and comment down below and share it with all your friends and tell them to sub as well. And I will see you on the next one.